I'm Doodle and I played 100 days as a dragon farmer. My goal for this series was simple: get as many dragons as possible and have fun with my live stream chat. I'll be recording the next 200 days live too, so if you'd like to name some dragons or just hang out, why not subscribe? I want to be totally transparent and say that it does take a little while to get our first dragon. So, if you want to skip any of this video, there will be timestamps below, along with any mods that I use in the description. Now let's get started. Day 1, I awoke and realised that I had 4 legs. That's fine, it's a perfectly normal way to start a series. I cleared some space, tilled the dirt, planted my parsnips, and then got crazy lucky with forage at the bus stop. I spent all my early money on potatoes, mostly because I wanted to get a barn as quickly as possible. I took chat on some sightseeing. Ooh, cute farm animals. And duckies. It's a possum. Saving one of each spring forage, I sold the rest and headed to bed. Day 2 started with torch placing and complementing the farm map. Can I refill water from here? I'm gonna be so happy if I can. This map is the best, most efficient thing that's ever been created ever, and you can fight me. My animal tour continued in town, showing off the neighbourhood cats and geese before getting our fishing rod. For some reason, I decided to buy 10 bean seeds. I like variation, okay? Now look at the cute birdies. And squirrels! Look, this is going to happen quite a bit. There's a lot of cute stuff in this series, and yes, I stopped to look at all of it. I continued fishing, whilst telling chat stories until 1 AM. Day 3, the rainy day. I thought now would be a great time for a pep talk with chat. I want dragons, you want dragons. I should probably go over my plan. But as much money as possible, buy dragon. I think we have to upgrade our barn a few times. Now meet Gil! Isn't Gil cute? Keep thinking about Gil whilst this next part happens. No, don't look at the screen! Picture his cute little kitty face. Okay, you can stop now. No one saw anything, right? I, found some seeds on the floor on the way home and spent the rest of the day planting them all. Day 4. Begin! Phew, I'm glad that's done. The cat. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna fish right here. After that, I sold the fish, bought more seeds, then found a wild horseradish to give to Emily for a mission. To this day, this is the most efficient I've been at the start of a series. Day 5 is the day we met Spyro, a lizard dog that I made by retexturing one of the sprite sheets in the Pet Tegu mod. He's a headache on legs, but officially we have our first dragon. Time to continue working towards adding real dragons to the farm though. This is also the day that the mines opened, so off I went, meeting Linus's chinchilla and Marlon, who has an epic portrait. I had gotten the forest sword from the woods on day 1, so made it to level 10 easily, heading home with the magnet ring and 30 copper. On day 6, the community centre opened. I got so excited by the rats. Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. I headed to smash open our first geodes, handing in all our discovery so far into the museum. Everybody celebrate! We have cauliflower! And I found more cute animals. I found some tortoises in the forest, then bunnies, and finally a bear friend. Seeing cute animals encourages me to go exploring more, meaning I collect more forage than usual. Day 7, I rolled out of bed to find I had forgotten to make scarecrows. I fixed the issue best I could, and harvested all my potatoes and parsnips. Off to the wizard. His tower smells of Brussels sprout farts, but I can read a new language now. I sometimes observe the local villagers in secret. And then we run. I handed in the spring foraging bundle and checked what remixed bundles I had. Some easy, some hard. Generally speaking, I'd say we got lucky. It's the last day of this stream, so I headed to the beach, gifted Willie a shell, and fished until bedtime with everybody's favourite derpy lizard. On day 8, it's raining again, so I decided to go mining. We are becoming like a dragon. We have two big magnet ring and small magnet ring. We just like suck in wealth.
Like a tornado.
I ran out of energy super fast though, so headed home shortly after reaching level 20. With my energy dangerously low, there was nothing else I could do but stand next to the furnace for the rest of the day, leveling up in both combat and mining that night. On day 9, we got 500 gold from our dad in the post and harvested our potatoes, buying 21 more from Pierre. I strategically chopped trees to collect enough seeds for 3 snack bars and did a little planning for the community centre. That night, I found myself back in Cindersap Forest.
The Possum family! There's 3 of them! Oh my goodness, I love them so much.
I made it home just in time, dodging the monsters on my farm. It's day 10, and chat is helping me to strategize a little.
We have 3,068 gold, and the Strawberry Festival's coming up. I really want the barn as soon as possible, but I think snowballing our money would be better.
After that, I dedicated myself to tree chopping, making cereal bars as I went. This didn't last long as my attention span is very short, and instead we went back to the beach to help improve our finances. The early game, I was trying my best to keep on top of organisation, and I was doing a reasonably good job of it, reaching level 3 in foraging and fishing. No! How dare you! Get back here! Day 11, I picked all my tulips and parsnips, and mourned the loss of my cauliflower. It was at this point chat discovered that they would be in this video.
This up here, I want this to be in the actual final video so that you guys' messages are in there. Also, yeah, don't say bad words in the chat. You're right, I can't use that word in an edited video.
And we abandoned Jazz and Vincent to deal with some sewers on their own in favour of picking up Robin's axe. I asked chat for the first time who they think we should marry, and the answer varied quite a bit.
Who are we like befriending first with possible romantic undertones? Options: Olivia, Sophia. Who else do we like in this series? I'd need to download a mod for Linus.
We ended the night with a foraging run around the map. Day 12 is bean time. I've been told they aren't very efficient, but shh, everything is fine.
Oh, they're like way mad.
Okay, maybe everything isn't fine. You never guess what we're doing now. Yep, back to fishing. The best fish we got, however, was from the travelling cart, as we carefully carried a pufferfish home. That evening, we visited the bar and returned Robin's axe, along with spamming as many gifts as possible. If people love this series, I'd be up for playing it till perfection, so it makes sense to start making friends right away. Day 13 is the Egg Festival, but instead of rushing there straight away, I took care of some farm chores. Watering crops, chopping down more trees, and planting a load of rice by the pond below our house. At the festival, I got 27 strawberry seeds and rushed straight to the egg hunt.
Don't you dare. Ooh.
Granny's house. Boop. The winner of this year's egg hunt is... It's us.
Okay, we'll wear this for the rest of this day only.
Day 14, I discovered that it's 6,000 gold to buy a barn. But that's okay. With our strawberries and potatoes, we'll be there in no time, I'm sure. I'd never grown tea saplings before this point, and wanted to see what everyone was talking about, so began befriending Carolyn. We had a terrible geode smashing session with Clint, but handed everything into the museum anyway, including a diamond. We were making a ton of money from foraging, so I decided to open up the beach bridge, finding one piece of coral. The forest more than made up for it though, blessing us with a plentiful harvest. I kept 8 leeks for snacks and then sold the rest, chopping trees until the end of our second stream.
Oh, Eric on the movie is universally one of the worst things ever produced. What do you mean? That isn't an opinion, that's a fact. Who saw it and actually enjoyed it? Nobody, ever. This is the kind of film that you just watch to be like, well, they destroyed that part of my childhood.
Day 15, another rainy day. I collected more green beans and potatoes and discovered that it's berry season. Now I'm fishing with pelicans. And back to Pierre's to buy 25 more potatoes. I fished and foraged for most of the day, then headed to the Hat Mouse to get our only hat of the series. A blue fish. Wait, no, I switched the textures. Dragon horns. I made it home with some new fish for the community centre and lots of free snacks. Armed with a hoodie full of berries, I headed to the mines on day 16. Not much happened. Me and chat had a lengthy discussion about part-time jobs and customer service. To summarise, we made it to level 40 and I got a slingshot that I'll never use.
Stop barking, Spyro, you weirdo. Look at him, he's walking on 2 legs. What is he doing?
Day 17 was more community centre progress day, and berry picking, of course. Look, they're mice now. Or brown rats, I'm not sure, but they're cute. I didn't finish any bundles, but I did make a lot of progress on different ones before going back to foraging. Cindersap Forest is seriously cracked. Some series I'll download Stardewvalley Expanded just for the map changes alone. We had made enough friends with Andy to get a cutscene at his farm, but his house wasn't looking so hot. My bad. Mods do be like that sometimes. Day 18, it's raining again. We got super lucky with this save, it's really helped us out. I headed into the mines with 138 salmon berries and started working through the ice levels. We got some new boots to protect our toesies and an iron edge sword which is strong but pretty slow. At level 55, I headed home to give me enough time to sort through my storage. I was hoping we'd reach that 6,000 gold to get started on the barn, but we didn't quite reach it today. Saved by our dad on day 19 as he sent 500 gold in the post. And it's raining again. We got a quest to give Jodie a cauliflower, so kill time running around the map before turning it in for some extra cash. With the other cauliflower, we finished the spring crops bundle, opening up the boiler room. It's finally time! I headed to Robin's to build the barn, buying the extra wood I needed and remembering in the process that I have rice that finished like ages ago. Because of remix bundles, I had no idea what the bulletin board would need. I decided that unlocking it today would be best. With everything unlocked, I looked through each bundle and began making plans for the rest of the series. We finished the day in the mines again, rushing to reach the gold levels and make sprinklers before summer starts. My greed was too great, however, and I got stuck on level 59, a spiral floor, passing out without a level up. It's day 20 and... ugh, that energy bar is disgusting. I demolished a ridiculous amount of salmon berries and headed into town with Derpy Lizard Pup. Standard geode smashing commenced and I topped up our museum collection, which was coming along nicely.
What are you chasing? A rabbit. You stop chasing.
I'm always neglecting the villagers, so handed out tulips, but headed home to grow more after quickly running out. Back on the farm, I started clearing the land next to my house and made a single preserves jar to get that extra bit of profit.
Strawberries! Oh my goodness, and potatoes, we're so rich all of a sudden.
Day 21, all our crops finished, and we got the final gold quality potatoes we needed for the community centre. We walked into Pierre's with less than 2,000 gold and left with over 6,000. I spent some of the money on a single iridium ore for the community centre, then back to making progress in the mines. I don't know why this is so funny to me, but I just want to include a couple clips of this power stance. We left the mines at level 64. I wanted to make sure I'd be home in time, and we made it to bed in the closest cool I've had so far. Genuinely terrifying. Day 22, Demetrius stopped by, and I chose the Batcave so we could fight crime. So we could get apples more easily for the community centre. Chat briefly turned into a chemistry lesson. I'm always surprised by the breadth of knowledge you have as a community, and I went back to the mines. By the time we left after level 75, Chat had given up on talking about exams and returned to the loving embrace of cat diets. Day 23, the last day of another stream. To fully upgrade the barn, we would need a lot of wood, so I chopped trees for most of that day. I had a break halfway through to upgrade our pickaxe, and ended the day with over 500 more wood than when we started. Day 24, against my better judgment, I went to the flower dance, resisting the urge to buy more tat I didn't need, and forcing myself to talk to everyone in the town. Day 25, I kept 20 strawberries for year 2 and sold the rest. We had managed to collect plenty of wood, so it's time to upgrade our axe to copper. We gave Linus a gift and then headed to the mines to test out our shiny new pickaxe.
I was handicapping myself because I'm so good at the game. It's so slow.
Progress was slow as we made it to the gold levels around 5 PM, at which point I remembered your farming level needs to be at least 6 to craft sprinklers. On level 83, I found a weapons upgrade in the form of a dagger, and on level 86, I left and headed home with 24 gold ore and a level 5 mining upgrade courtesy of the Walks of Life mod. Day 26, in true dragon fashion, I'm on the hunt for gold, quickly reaching level 90 and returning to the surface to sell as many weapons as possible. On level 94, I got lucky again, collecting squid ink in a mob drop, which will come in handy for one of the trickier community centre bundles. Once again, I got too greedy, deciding to forage in the woods, when I clearly didn't have enough time to make it home again. It's a town day! Day 27, I foraged the beach, failed at clay mining, visited the community centre, and threw some items in the museum. I'm giving out gifts too. This is quite similar to real life, where I save up like 20 tasks and try and do all of them in one trip to town. No one will see this coming, but now I'm back in the mines.
Also, I'm actually thinking of zooming my screen out. I never do this in the mines. Ooh. This is horrible, but I can see a lot more.
Just before 8 PM, we reached the star drop, filling my mind with thoughts of fire. Of course I'm thinking of fire. It's been an entire season and the only dragon we have so far is Mr. Sprint. It's day 28, it's the last day of spring, and I have cash. On the way there, I stopped by the community centre, finishing the sticky bundle and the blacksmith's bundle. Next up, robins. Goodbye money. It'll be worth it though.
I just realised something really, really, really bad. I just spent all my money the day before summer, and we're supposed to be snowballing.
To partially fix this mistake, I sold 19 of my strawberries I saved up for spring, then got upset at the mead I couldn't afford from the travelling cart. To cheer up, I returned to foraging in the woods, and I found so much stuff. It always works. With pockets full of leeks, coral, and fish, I headed home to start the new season. It's summer! My favourite season. Swoosh, 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 swish, 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 donk, donk, donk. There's something so fun about prepping for crops and improving on what you did in the last season. I got a little bit of everything. Peppers, corn, blueberries, and tomatoes, returning later to buy 53 wheat seeds. I watered everything to get them started, then placed as many sprinklers as possible to automate it going forward. It's day 30 and most of the crops have watered themselves. And I'm collecting fish and giving gifts. I had finally remembered to befriend Carolyn to get tea saplings.
Look at him. It's just so odd. What have I created? Now he's wagging his tail on the wooden decking.
I fished as late as possible, trying to build the funds for our first ever dragon. I leveled up that night and chose the fisher profession. Susan greeted us on the morning of day 31, and I headed back to the mines after having already used all of my gold on sprinklers. Whilst there, we had another discussion about marriage candidates, but after going back and forth and chat requesting mods, we just still hadn't reached a conclusion. I returned on day 32, collecting the skull key and leaving with a total of 55 gold collected throughout both sessions. That evening, I went to the community centre, finishing the summer forage bundle and leaving batteries as the only item left in the boiler room. New day, new stream on day 33. and I had added the to-do list and the UI info suite at the request of chat. I started the day collecting wheat and met Sophia at her farm for the first time. She gifted us a sprinkler, so I mean, I can see why a lot of you lot love her so much. In town, we met my favourite character and gave him head pats because he's a good boy, and then we bought more seeds, including some hops to brew with. I went fishing that night, continuing to chip my way towards our future lizard friends. On day 34, I decided to start seriously using the to-do list. I now have daily and weekly reminders to hopefully keep me on track. I handed some more items into the community centre, but didn't finish any bundles this time, then tried to give the villagers fruit as gifts. Most of them were too fussy though, so I switched to jam and that went much better.
Ooh, Andy, I have jam. Hold on. Actually, he is holding on. That was really polite. Okay, you may go past. I will move to fish here. Oh, why, Andy?
Before going to bed, I put some tappers on the trees by the bus stop, and that night I leveled up in both foraging and fishing. Day 35, I wanted more crops, so added wheat and radish to the field. Running low on coal, we headed to the ice levels of the mines, switching between levels whilst hunting for dust sprites. It was an absolute failure of a trip, as I left with only one coal, giving a frozen tear to Sebastian and selling a diamond. Having not learned from my earlier mistake, I ran into the forest for some midnight foraging. However, this time, luckily, I made it home before collapsing. Day 36, I added 4 more items to the museum and managed to give Gus a gift on his birthday. The hamster's running around. She's actually got a hamster. Should I befriend Abigail just so that I can see her hamster? Oh, he was so cute. Shortly after that clip, Abigail corrected us. It's a guinea pig, not a hamster. That night, I made a small tree farm next to the house and spent the rest of the night clearing land. Hello, mines! We're back again on day 37 collecting more gold. None of that is important, but this is.
That possum has little possum babies on its back. Hold on, I know I'm gonna pass out, but this is too important not to. No, come back! I've sacrificed my sleep for this. You had little possum babies on your back. Oh no.
Day 38, I was supposed to buy my first dragon. However, my possum obsession from the night before left me short. Thankfully, a combination of beach forage and fish brought us back over 10 grand, and I sprinted to Marnie's to buy our first lung dragon. Chat named all the dragons in this series, and for our first friend, they chose Mushu. Here they are! So little and adorable, and they make noises like whoop. It'll be a little while till they grow up, and in the meantime, I need way more dragons. One was never going to be enough, so with all my remaining money, I bought 16 melon seeds to get ahead on our next money-making mission.
Oh, they've used the rain sound as the dragon sound. The whoa, whoa, whoa.
Day 39, I chopped trees to be efficient with my time, then chatted with most of the villagers on the beach. I put a gold quality chili pepper in the soup, and it ended up being Day 40, I finally got Carolyn's trust, and we gained entry to the greenhouse. This cutscene is scuffed. I'm not sure at what point it broke, but we can make tea saplings now. Time to get our money back. I fished, then foraged, giving out a couple of gifts and ending up at the lake.
The lizard that's following me is called Spyro. He's from the Pet Tengu mod. Oh, it's raining today. He's from the Pet Tengu mod, but I retextured him to be purple. And he's a class A derp.
Day 41, we have a rainy day. I visited our child to make sure that they're doing alright, then started planting some tea saplings in the tree farm area. We need batteries for the community centre, so seeing the lightning rods get to work is super satisfying, and I checked the other bundles just to make sure I was staying on track. Speaking of staying on track, I'm back at the lake fishing up precious gems, and that night we made over 4,500 gold. Day 42, it's raining again, and I ran to the boiler room to complete it. The minecarts will be finished tomorrow, but I wonder if I'll remember to use them in this series. I bought 16 more melon seeds and 36 radish to keep the pressure on and keep getting dragons as quickly as possible. On a foraging run, I found this very glitchy house, so I had a little poke inside before returning to the storm. Look at this little froggy! I'm still finding new cute animals, and this one is so small. I sold a ton of stuff, and then that night the Junimos worked their magic. Day 43, a lot of crops finished, so now we have chilies, corn, and radish. I wanted to make some real progress with the villagers, so ran around giving flowers, jam, and blueberries to everyone I saw. I think I was invested in discussions with chat, so did brainless activities for the rest of the day, including some fishing and breaking stones on my farm. I tried to combat my hoarding problem by selling some crops on day 44, then headed to the mines to gather materials. I got a little carried away talking about hobbies such as rollerblading and my partner's love for Warhammer, and before I knew it, the time was 1 AM.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Oh, thank goodness. Day 45! It's more rain. Is this normal? I feel like it's rained for half of this series so far. Let me know if this is common or not. Loads of melons finished, along with more hops, and another storm means we can get more batteries too. With over 10,000 gold, you know what that means. It's dragon time. Chat was feeling responsible today and named our child Wisp, which is a startlingly normal name.
You grew up. You're gorgeous. Oh, you're gorgeous too, but you're small and oh, buddy. Ectoplasm. I can't wait to see you outside wandering around. This is so cool. Also, is it just me or does this ectoplasm look like a very small stegosaurus?
I ran all the way to the mines after that, but forgot to bring any form of weapon, so gave Linus a gift to make myself feel better and finished up the exotic foraging bundle in the community centre. I chopped trees into the night, fending off the monsters on my farm. Day 46, I let my dragons out of the barn and squealed a little at how cute they are. Spyro trapped me outside the health clinic, and after a long struggle, going back into the building to fix it. This won't be the last time Spyro pulls this stunt, mark my words. I waited for Robin to come home from town and caught her just as she went past the counter, building a coop, which will be home to different mythical creatures. Day 47, I realised how much ore I have, so it's time to make more tree tappers for kegs. It's a Friday, so the plan is to circle around the map looking for forage. Hello, little badger friend. And there's a pair of bears snuffling around too. Feeling generous, I went to the bar and handed out gifts in the form of forage that I'd found on the floor. I spoil these people. They don't know how lucky they are. That night, I chopped trees until... No, if I had done speedrun strats and my bed was by the door, I would have been fine. Day 48, we had loads of tomatoes and radishes finish, meaning we should be able to afford another dragon very soon. This is the point at which I realised something sad.
This. I'm thinking I might just sell it.
You think we actually can't sell it?
What is it good for other than giving it to the wizard? Let me look this up. It's otherwise entirely useless.
Oof, what a gut punch. Different dragons do drop different items, but still. 10,000 gold spent, you'd hope to get a good product back on the first try. To make some passive money, I put some crab pots by the pond, and then off to the mines we go to collect as much iron as possible. Here's what I ended up with. Not a bad haul. Day 49, the coop is built, but I need the next coop upgrade to get the animals that I want. For now, I got some chickens to increase our money, naming them Temporary and For a Bit. Chat suggested Unwanted a little late, that would have been a far better name.
Right. Say goodbye to the forest you know and love.
My plan for the rest of summer involved making as many sprinklers as possible and setting up for a super productive autumn. Day 50, the halfway point. Things snowball pretty quickly from here, so if you're excited to meet our future dragons, why not like this video? I'll be filming the 200 days live too, so join the channel and come hang out with us. Today I headed to Robin's to buy a fish pond, as we need quite a bit of roe. I ran around the town, being the resident jam fairy.
If someone stopped you in the street, gave you a jar of jam, and then ran off, you'd be confused. Would you be unhappy though? I feel like you'd be confused, but like mildly pleased. I would anyway.
I spent some time working on the farm, laying down paths to make it easier to move around, and clearing more land. It's best to start with a blank canvas in my opinion, so all these trees are gonna have to go. More melons and corn finished on day 51, and I headed to the community centre to finish the quality crops and the crab pot bundle. I sold loads of stuff, and we'll see how much I get for it later, and then I put more crab pots in the pond. I wanted some fabric, I can't remember what for, so I made a recycling machine and filled it with newspaper before heading to the mines for more stone. This means going through each level, finding the big rocks. There might be a better way to get some, but this is the fastest method I know currently. I left with over 160, but we will need more for building upgrades.
Mushu's a dragon! We got a dragon for free! How does that even work? Oh, okay, what are we naming the dragon?
Chat was torn between Sparkle and Phantom, so we chose Phantom this time, but chat doesn't forget, so guaranteed this name will circle back around.
Hello, you're cute, but I'm not here to see you. Oh, I can't run in there, I forgot. You're the same cute little useless dragon as your parent. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're gonna produce ectoplasm and nothing else. Yes.
Day 52, we now have loads of money, along with peppers, tomatoes, radishes, and hops, all of which finished growing. I popped to Robin's and discovered a deluxe barn is 25,000 gold, so out of our reach for now, and upgraded our pickaxe to iron instead. I also bought some paths from Robin's, wanting clay floors to match the Mediterranean aesthetic of the buildings on my farm. Problem is, I barely have clay, so I headed to the beach to embarrass myself trying speedrun techniques. Annoyingly, the clay paths look really good, so I guess this is a long-term project now. On day 53, I went up to the lake nice and early to catch some sturgeon for our new pond. At this point in time, I had barely used ponds before, so I wasn't 100% on how they work. I handed out gifts to the villagers until I got bored, which never takes very long. After that, I did chores around the farm whilst talking to chat about perfection runs. I mentioned this briefly before, but this is the series I'd feel most confident doing a perfection run in. Would you want to see that? Let me know in the comments section. Ignore what I'm doing in the background, I'm just embarrassing myself more. Standard stuff, nothing to see here. On day 54, there's water coming from the sky, and I had more melons and blueberries finish. I entered the barn to make sure our children are doing well, and found this. It's prismatic slime, and I was super excited till I discovered it's not only not sellable, but it's a universally hated gift. Display our most useless items right outside our house. So we can be like, hey, look everybody, look at our super pointless items that we have. I handed in a few more things to the museum, and I got some pumpkin seeds early, then went back to clay mining at the beach. Day 55, we have chilies, corn, hops, and wheat today. I did a poll in the chat, buying a coop upgrade, barn upgrade, or another dragon. And whilst that was running, I had a look around my animals and discovered that Wisp has grown up. Chat, of course, voted for a 4th dragon, so off we went, and everyone was typing Sparkle Bits or Sparkle Moon. Then Jazz, my moderator, misspelled it. Spazirkle Moon. Moon? No, it's too late. And no, Jazz, it's too late. I've already typed it as Spazirkle Moon. You own this now, same with having a short toaster, yeah. Anyway, Spazirkle Moon won the poll, and now we have a little yellow friend. Autumn is 2 days away now, and I'm poor, so I'm off to do some fishing damage control. I was hoping for a puppy fish, they sell for a lot, but instead caught Neptune's glaive, which chat was telling me is very good. That night I gave out some more gifts to keep the friendship progression up. Then back to clay farming I go. The paths will be worth it in the end. This was a really jam-packed day, As I then decided to go foraging, you can imagine how that ended up.
No, can I make it into the chicken coop for safety at least? I will pass out with my chickies. You were unconscious and someone was searching your pockets. You can't use that excuse of like, oh, someone was stealing from you whilst you're unconscious. If I was unconscious in my own chicken coop. The chickens are thieves. Linus walks into my chicken coop and there's just a chicken with its head in one of my pockets, stealing my wallet and my passport.
Day 56, I spent my morning prepping the farm for autumn. We would need lots more money to buy the crops though, so back to fishing I go. I fished for the whole day, making sure to visit the beach for the moonlight jellies as tradition. I spoke to as many people as possible, and just like that, summer has ended. Day 57, I started my new stream and was immediately thrown into a mystery. It turns out that after the last stream ended, I had forgotten to go to bed, passing out in my house and leaving me with no energy on day 1 of the season. To add insult to injury, my fish wanted diamond. Luckily, one melon solved my energy crisis, and now it's time to start for real. Till the ground, water everything, grab your derpy lizard, buy a nice variation of seeds for the community centre, and then plant everything. There is a final hidden step too. Don't get killed for the umpteenth time by monsters. Day 58, I have 4 oak resin, so it's time to make some kegs. Remember those fussy fish? Well, now I'm having to go mining to find a diamond for their expensive tastes. People wanting hugs. Bad hugs, bad hugs, bad hugs, bad hugs. No, no.
Oh my god. Okay, I just need a moment to compose myself because that was so nearly death like 3 times.
I'm pretty sure my sword saved my life due to the extra defense, so chat was spot on about it being a good weapon. I didn't find any diamonds though, so I made myself feel a bit better by finishing the full foraging bundle. On day 59, I finally bought my animals a silo to collect grass for the incoming winter. So far, we've been getting by on the hay you get from wheat crops, but that won't last all winter. Feeling the time crunch, I added lots of new entries to the to-do list, and went to catch autumn fish. I caught a tiger fish, but the rest will have to wait until it's raining. Day 60! I took Spyro into town with me, and he targeted and attacked Shane. Oh, for goodness sake.
Good boy, Spyro, I've taught you well. He literally ran up to Shane, bit him, then ran into the middle of the square, did a little jump, and then came back to me like nothing had happened.
To atone for my vicious pet, I ran around giving out gifts and speaking to the villagers. I don't usually accept quests, but killing 4 red slimes seemed easy, and whilst we were there, I found a diamond for my fishies. Come on, I need roe, get working. Day 61, the silo is done, so time to fill it with hay, whilst, of course, having a huge discussion about that season's anime. Next, I pulled all the hay I just collected out of the silo and put it in a chest just to refill it all over again. This would save me from needing several silos, so I can just top it up for my storage as winter goes on. At the traveller's cart, I bought a sandfish, and then as it's a Friday, I headed to Gusset's to give as many gifts as possible in one go. No idea how many hearts we have with them yet, I barely ever check. Hopefully I'll put it on screen soon.
Ooh, you grew up! Oh, you grew up! Oh my goodness, you've got wings. Oh, you're so cool. Can you move around so I can see you? I know that's really rude. You're just generally awesome. And you're awesome, and you're awesome even though you're small.
And look how many fish my crab pots have caught. Free money, the best kind. In town, we ran across Andy screaming and drawing in a crowd. But we have to do chores today, so we're going to ignore it and off to the museum I go. It's looking pretty good considering how much I'm multitasking in this series. We got a quest from Rasmodius for the ectoplasm. A use for this drop, let's go! In the forest, I found a cute fox and the wizard's pet dragon, who is the cutest little guy ever.
Now begone. I require perfect silence to discern the true nature of this substance. It's dragon poop. I'm really sorry.
I spent the remainder of this day foraging, since it's a Saturday and everything resets tomorrow. Final animal for the day. Look at this tiny, tiny baby platypus. Oh, it's so little. Day 63, it's happened. I actually opened my menu. Here's a little glimpse of my friendships and my skill levels at this point. Against my chat's wishes, I went to Robin's and upgraded the coop, with goals to buy that other mythical creature I mentioned before. In town, I finished the river fishing bundle and made progress on a couple of others. Look at the ball. Wine. Whilst fishing that evening, I got inspired by speedrunners and fully zoomed out to see bubbles more easily. I spotted some. I would have seen them anyway, but it's still a good habit to get into. I ended up getting some pretty good fish, including a midnight carp, which I stored away safely. Day 64. Rasmodius finally sent me money for that ectoplasm, and we had cranberries finish. Grab your nearest Spyro. Come on. It's time to go on a blackberry picking adventure. I love berry season. It's so satisfying. Do you lot prefer salmonberry or blackberry season? I find blackberry season more satisfying, usually because my foraging level is high enough by autumn that I can get 3 from every bush. My stone storage was getting pretty low, so I headed back to the mines that afternoon, finally completing the Adventurers Guild quest to kill 10 slimes. Day 65 was the start of a new stream. However, this time I was using Facecam. I had shown my face in a couple of streams before, and you'll be seeing it in occasional clips for the next 10 days or so. This stream was a slow starter, so I picked some berries, gave some gifts, and unlocked the Dwarvish translation guide at the museum. Day 66 and I have over 10,000 gold, so you know what time it is. We have a lava dragon! And after a little bit of debate, chat decided on Emberface. I'm sorry, what? Since when did my dragon suddenly start dropping star shards? We'll be very rich soon, but for now it's a waiting game, so I went back to fishing. From space! Fishing is viewed from Google Maps satellite view. Fairy. That's the pumpkins. Yeah! That's pretty optimal! That's not bad! Like, she could have gone up slightly more, but that's not bad at all. That's pretty good. Day 67, so many crops are done! Pumpkins, yams, eggplant, corn, amaranth. And Berserker Moon is keeping us company up by the house as well. Now we have all these crops, I could finish the full crops bundle, getting a beehive, which we will need at some point to get honey. To make the most of berry season, I went around the map. Outside of the Hat Mouse, we also met some Junimo friends, just chilling out. Look at my moody face. All I'm doing is looking for forage, but I look so mad, oh my gosh. I checked on the dragons before going to bed that night, and got some ginger. I can sell this! Thank you, dragons. That night, I reached level 10 in farming, and went for the breeder profession, with the hopes of getting more dragons born soon. Day 68, I wanted to upgrade the coop to its final form, so went to the mines to collect as much stone as possible. Not only did we successfully manage to upgrade it, but in a visit to the travelling cart, this happened. That's 2 of the things that we needed! Also, just to add to the coincidences, the cookies that I bought at the travelling cart cost 420 gold and my remaining balance was 666. I finished the children's bundle and then topped up all the others. But we were starting to get to some of the more difficult items now, starfruit being my biggest concern. That night, Berserker Moon gave birth, and in classic chat fashion, after a little back and forth, we named them Berserker Star. We got so many dragons now. We got Mushu, Mushu's child, Berserker Moon, Berserker Star, Wisp, and the little one, Emberface. Day 69! It's funny day! I'm not doing anything funny though, just some fishing with the ducks and foraging in the woods with the horsies. On day 70, all our pumpkins are done for real, and I happily skip to the community centre, only to discover I need 15 roe, not 1. To cheer myself up, I visited Marnie's and had a look at the new animal we can buy, phoenixes. They're also 10,000 gold, so we need to save a little more, but it worked on improving the mood for now. Back in the mines once again. I really need to unlock skull cabins, but it's a little tricky when I keep spending all my money on large pretty reptiles. Day 71, we have wheat and bok choy that are finished, and chat let me know I can plant more pumpkins so long as I do it right this second. I decided to treat myself and bought the iridium fishing rod, saying hello to Gil whilst I was there. Every time you upgrade a tool, you have to try it out. It's the rules, I didn't make them. So I spent the rest of the day fishing whilst having discussions with chat. Dragon, 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 dragon. Mushu is a grey and purple dragon. Mushu already has one child. We got some great suggestions for this one, including Sneck, Spirit Bomb, and Useless apparently came back up again, but we ended up going for Nuggy Boy. And there he goes. Day 72, we're going to the fair, and I'm bringing 3 gold pumpkins, 3 gold melons, a midnight carp, some ales, and some gems. This is what we ended up with, and chat started getting their predictions in. Power to the believers, we got 99 points, first place. Next up, wheel time. Obviously, I bought out the entire shop and then ate several burgers before heading home. This is not a drill! Day 73 is raining. Time to go on a hunt for red snapper and walleye. Hold up. That's an iridium bar. Who dropped that? And also, look how majestic this fellow is. Yes, I love you too. Okay, now it's time to get our fishies. I got distracted talking about editing software and caught 3 red snapper. Then at the river, several hours later, I caught a walleye. That completes the ocean and night fish bundles, so the only thing left to catch is a wood skip. Day 74. More crops, more money, more mad stonks. With half of the money I ran to Pierre's, buying the biggest backpack upgrade to store more fish and forage in the future. Next up, Marnie's. Does she ever work? Is she ever in work? Has she ever worked a day in her life? The shop will be closed on Mondays, Tuesdays, full 18. Marnie is allergic to work. Definitely allergic. She breaks out in like hives. Okay, not Marnie's. Apparently she doesn't work on her birthday, which is rude. Despite that, chat said I should give her a gift. For the rest of this day, I went back to chopping trees, just like old times. Day 75, and now we are back with 2D Doodle. No more real face for the rest of this video. I desperately needed the bats to give me apples, but they still stubbornly refused to. I made people wait between streams, so let's go get those phoenixes straight away. We named our first phoenix Flower and another one Spindle, making a quick trip to Marnie's bedroom to steal the mayor's shorts in victory. Look how tiny our new friends are. So small, little beans. I got some new wheat seeds and planted them, then went back to clearing my farm. Here's a zoomed out view. Barely any trees left, we'll be done in no time. Day 76 now, and not only are all my dragons looking adorable or majestic, but they've given me some gifts which are actually sellable. I put some more items in the museum and got ready for a day of foraging. Whilst looking for stuff, I gave a few villagers some jam, then stayed out till the sun went down, wandering around the forest. This is from my dragons. My dragons! They made me a quarter of the value of one dragon. This is fantastic. Day 77, I'm getting ready to sell crops, ale, and mayo to get that one step closer to the rich life. It's finally time to start saving money to unlock the bus. So while I wait for that to happen, it's probably a good idea to get some stone to make stairs and iron to make bombs. I spent so long mining that I almost didn't make it to bed, but we made it just in time. Day 78, we can pick tea leaves. Other crops are done too, but I've never collected tea before, so it's way more exciting for me. We also got some good stuff from our animals today, as phoenix feather and gold from our dragons.
Age 1 month. Is that what the phoenixes look like fully grown? Let me just zoom in. 10,000 gold. Was it worth it? Look at this little jelly bean looking thing. There. I paid 10,000 gold for this.
Well, it's a little disappointing. I don't think I'll be buying any more phoenixes, I can promise that. For the rest of this day, I ran around town acting like a crazy person. I'll throw in a mini montage and then let's move on.
I got to school on horseback. We all need to act like we're worth our salt, because we're all worth a lot of salt. We're all dry, salty people. Oh my goodness, you sure? Thanks, this is great. Come here, come here, come here. It's ain't bad, thank you kindly.
Day 79, it's raining again. Though since we've gotten a full field of sprinklers, that doesn't mean as much as it used to. Into the community centre we go, finishing the brewing bundle. All that's left to collect in the pantry is roe, and I bought the crystallarium through your vault bundle. I found some little dancing mushroom friends outside the Hat Mouse's shop, then ran home to work on some farm chores for the rest of the day. Day 80, I picked my tea leaves and then went mining for the whole day, so let's skip to day 81 where it's raining again. I picked up my geos to get smashed into pieces and continued to fill the museum with random tat. To shake things up, I went back to the mines again. This time, however, I passed out instead of making it home, so that's new and different, right? Take that death counter off the screen right now. Day 82, we're coming towards the end of autumn, and I'm over by the house cramming as many kegs under these trees as possible. The travelling merchant has coffee bean for sale, and after a chat vote, I bought it to grow in spring. Friday is a gift day, so I started running around town giving out jam, ending up by Linus's tent and totally forgetting about my plans to go to the bar. And so, another stream ends as I smash rocks into dust. Day 83! More crops and yet another iridium ingot from our lovely dragons. I lost a large amount of iron somehow, so smelted up just enough to upgrade my axe. A perfect plan, if it wasn't a festival day. To kill time, I went foraging in the woods, my favourite pastime, and before I knew it, Spirit's Eve had begun. I've done this maze before, but I still make a couple mistakes along the way every time. I don't like spoiling this whole maze, so that's all you get, and my reward was a golden pumpkin, which I immediately requested to know the value of. The answer is 2,500 gold, which wasn't as much as I was hoping, so I shouted my disappointment to every person in town. With everything else I sold today, it ended up being quite a lot of money though, so I can't complain. Day 84, the real money finished growing. In the coop, a baby chicken hatched, and I put my own suggestion in for once. Shongus.
This little fella. Hello. Your name is Shongus. Thank you, team. You worked together to make this happen.
Next step in my plan is getting rich. Crazy, ridiculously rich. With the extra money, I upgraded my axe to steel. Then, of course, because chat deserves a treat too, we headed off to buy another dragon. The hint given this time was that it was a sky dragon, with some name suggestions including whale, the animal, Wales, the country, comet, and hello. And hello, of course, won. Better yet, they're purple, the best colour. Little purple lizard, I hope you look cool when you grow up. Next up, I'm back in the mines, getting iron, as I wanted the last day of autumn to be as productive as possible. It's at this point I realise I can craft 2 bombs for the price of 1, perks of my blaster profession unlocked earlier in this video. This was going to come in clutch for Skull Caverns, especially against the mummy enemies. I headed home with 15 bombs, a very good start. Dance, apple, dance! Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Day 85, snow had fallen overnight, blanketing the earth, and I checked my coop animals and barn full of multicoloured reptiles. I packed my rucksack full of snackies, weapons and bombs, and goaded Pam into going on a jog.
Whoa, you armadillos! They're the cutest things I've seen! Oh, we're gonna come back and stare at those for sure.
At Sandy's shop, I bought our first starfruit seeds, hoping to use them in our greenhouse once it's unlocked. Finally, time for Skull Caverns. Disclaimer, you may not have realised so far, since I'm kind of super good at this game, but I'm actually terrible at fighting. I know, I disguised it super well. You wouldn't have known unless I pointed it out. Bomb, ladder, bomb, ladder, oh, this is so unfair, 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 this is so unfair. No, I clicked the ladder! No! I clicked the ladder! So what happened here is I wanted to get home fast and teleported home for the price of a scroll and some carrots. Ignore my health bar, I'm going foraging. I finished the winter foraging bundle, finishing the whole room and unlocking the quarry bridge. Then I handed a Nautilus shell to finish the research bundle. What a productive couple of days. I'm so good at this game. Day 86, snow is falling, and I decided to plant the wild seeds I got from the community centre. Hello dragons, enjoy your hay, I love you. And an apple, I love you even more. That's the fodder bundle finished. So all we need now is rabbit, duck, and starfruit, plus the row for the greenhouse. Unfortunately, I hadn't addressed my storage issues for almost a full year, and today was the day I decided to fix it. It's only a temporary fix, but at least it's all organised now, and besides, I have places to be. Most of you know about the trick to access the carpentry shop even on Robin's day off. And today I need her to start making a stable for us. Yes, I do have a modded horse, you'll have to wait to see it. That night I entered the quarry with a ton of bombs. Day 86, I realised that my barn is at full capacity, meaning no more dragons will give birth until we upgrade. Today is an exciting day though. I have 42 paths I can place. 42! And they're gone. You can't deny it looks great though. It's the best match for this farm, 100%. I headed to Clint's and got my steel axe back and then smashed all my geodes, with 3 more to get added to the museum. We'll need a ton of wood to upgrade our barn, so for the rest of the day I went tree chopping. And look at this little snow fox, so cute. I'm gonna get you all some friends today, friends in a friendly way. Name it, chat! Name it right now! Oh my gosh, you guys are so lucky. Okay. That's cute though. I love the and the back view of sitting side saddle. That's one of the cutest animations I've seen. Day 88. We have a dino dragon horse. Pretend it's a dragon, okay? Look how chunky he is. I could turn him purple like Spyro if you lot wanted. Let me know in the comments section, I'll get that sorted. More friends now. We got a rabbit named Duck and a duck named Rabbit. And as per chat's instructions, I headed to the hidden wood to catch a wood skip. The woods looked different to what I was used to, so I had a little explore. Now let's go finish that fish bundle. Just 2 more bundles to go and the community centre is done. Finally, with my upgraded axe, I can clear all those giant logs off of my farm. Day 89, a new stream begins. I grab my sword and onto the bus we go. After another hello to the armadillos and a family of meerkats, I dove back into Skull Caverns. Oh gosh. I knew it. I knew I didn't have the timing. Oh, this is bad. Right. Okay. This is totally fine. I wanted to do farm stuff anyway. I navigated our giant lizard around the woods and over some very flimsy bridges and made it home with some forage to try and make up for my top pro gameplay this morning. Day 90. I checked in with all the animals, reminding myself of the newcomers in the coop, and making sure that all our dragons are fed and happy. I ran my usual foraging loop around the town, as it's a Saturday, and got a cutscene with Claire in the bar. I gave out some gifts, but I always get impatient at this point in any series. Waiting for the last couple of community centre items can be painful. Day 91, I found a duck feather in the dragon barn. Plus, our purple friend is now big and looks epic. I don't think I mentioned the duck feather in the stream. I was too busy singing the cheese tax song, but there we are.
It's like the rules are the rules and the facts are the facts. If the cheese drawer opens, you gotta pay the tax, the cheese tax, cheese tax. Okay, now I'm going back to Skull Caverns. You've made it this far in the video, so do you think I'm making it home by bus or by death? Make your predictions now. Oh my goodness. Ooh. I hate the serpents. If there were two things in this game that I could drop into the volcano on Ginger Island, it would be those serpent things and Haley. Day 92 is the Festival of Ice, and Snork now has a very glitchy hat. I don't mean to brag, but I'm kind of amazing at ice fishing. I've never lost, I know, I'm pretty cool. Congrats, Snork, you now have a hat upgrade. What a day that was. Day 93, our winter forage is ready to harvest. And I looked up how much the deluxe barn cost to discover we need way more wood. I did a bit of tree chopping, I foraged a bit of tat, I had some really deep conversations with chat about university and life. Abigail wanted to play some games with me, and whilst I usually skip cutscenes in this series, I agreed and carried the team. That apparently took all my brain power, however, as I waited outside Robin's to build a barn that I can't actually afford right now. Day 94, our bunny and duck have grown up, and we have phoenix eggs. Lots of animal progress at the same time. I went to the mines to get some stone for that barn, but immediately forgot mining up tons of iron instead. By the time I remembered what I had gone up there for in the first place, Robin was already done for the day, standing outside in the snow. It's like I used up all my efficiency at the start of this series, and now my brain is goop. Robin! Robin, it's day 95, let me in! I'm finally building our deluxe barn, so in the next 100 days I can get a crazy amount of dragons. For the next 100 days I'm thinking of downloading East Scarpe, just to make things even harder for myself if we do end up doing a perfection run. In the background you will have seen me foraging, and then after that I chop more trees into the night. It's the final stream! Day 96. Most of the chat in this one were members, so in celebration we spammed emojis. I decided to give out as many gifts as possible today, to make up for the previous year of neglect, and then headed to the quarry. Despite the time already being 10 PM, I headed into the quarry cave and tried to speedrun my way through all the skulls. I am so bad at this game, but I made it to the statue and teleported out. We did it! Spyro, move. If you are the reason that I pass out right here. Spyro, I hate you. Oh, come on. Just slightly. It's 1 AM. I can still make it. Yes. I made it home just in time. I swear Spyro is trying to kill me. Day 97. We found a new t-shirt in that cave, but it isn't very winter appropriate, so I put it away for now. I have some bones that needed handing into the museum, and more progress on the villager friendships that needs doing. What gifts do you usually give out? My go-tos are jam and wine, although in the early game I'll also sometimes settle for flowers. Animal time! Look at Charlie the house chicken, and these foxes, and the little otter. I treated Snork by getting him a new hat that floats awkwardly in the air, and then foraged around the woods. Day 98. The night market starts tomorrow, and we have another iridium ingot in the dragon barn. In the chicken coop, we have a new phoenix. We named them Bob, and found another phoenix egg, so our flock is growing quite nicely. Time for some satisfying selling at Pierre's. Now the barn is upgraded, so time to get more dragons. First up, a radioactive dragon. Some name suggestions included Fizz and X-Ray, but Imagine ended up winning. Next up, a time dragon, with suggestions including Who, DeLorean, TikTok and Doctor, with Flux winning on the final vote. So this is Imagine. This is the radioactive dragon. I love you so much. You are probably killing my cells just by me standing next to you, but I really love you. And you are Flux, the time dragon. Look at you. You got like a little head feathers. I'm going to zoom in so that I can be surrounded by my new dragony friends. My fish want a nautilus shell, so off to the beach we go. But alas, no shells for me. To kill time, I buried myself in the mines to collect more stone. Day 99! This series has an unexpected end, so make sure you stick around to see it. Looking back at the footage for today, I ran this way, and back up again, and up here, back in our coop. Now I'm chopping trees, and it's the night market. Sometimes I get talking with you lot and game on autopilot, but I love catching up with you all, so it's worth it. I showed off my heart levels here, which are pretty bad, and had a look around the stores. I couldn't stop myself from buying some plants. This is always the boat that takes most of my money, so I vowed to come back tomorrow when I have some more funds. I might level up in hoeing the floor. The most anticlimactic day 100 ever. Let's get the crew together as much as possible. So we have Mushu, we have Hello, we have Emberface, we have Nuggy Boy, we have Flux, we have Imagine, we got Spazircle Moon, and either the parent or child, I've forgotten which way round it was, Spazircle Star. We have Wisp, and we have Phantom. We have Rabbit the Duck. We have Spindle. We have For a Bit and Shongus. When did we call on Shongus? We got Fla. We've got Duck the Rabbit. We got Temporary, and we got Bob. And then obviously for our lovely pets, we got Spyro, who's just he's a whole thing, and Spazircle Snork. I put down a little more path, then scooped up some bombs, hoping that you can use them to clay mine. The beach denied me. Here is a visual representation of my rage. So I tried the quarry instead, and it was hugely disappointing. I feel like we might have to rush Ginger Island just to get that clay area unlocked. I'm not sure how else to get large amounts of it fast. Onto the submarine we go to get as many rare fishies as possible. I got midnight squid, blobfish, spookfish, and some extras. Heading to the surface at 12:40. Spyro, I am gonna lose it if you make me pass out without going to bed on the last day of a 100-day series, and that's just how the series ends. I'm gonna be so fuming angry. And it's locked. Don't do this. Don't do this to me on my own series. No, not my boy. Oh my gosh. Ah, Spyro. At least we passed out with the crew. Oh, for goodness sake. Here is most of our crew. Obviously, Spyro's outside, but honestly, that's where he belongs. He belongs outside. I'm glad that he sleeps in the rain. And that's how I spent 100 days as a dragon tamer. The series will be returning with extra mods, extra chaos, and of course, loads more dragons. The 200 days live stream will be starting straight away, so why not subscribe and join us? This video came out on the 1-year anniversary for the channel, and I couldn't be more grateful for everybody that's watched, liked, or commented over the past year. But I want to say an especially huge thank you to my members. You're all awesome, and I couldn't do this without you. If you want to watch more stuff, it'll be on screen now. And with that, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!